My. So there's like all this hate about like older dudes. Or just constructive criticism where it's like, you know, an older man will give your kid autism or schizophrenia. Yes, if the father is over 60. Because schizophrenia and autism are all short telomere problems. But fathers in this age window of late 30s to early 50s give your kids longer telomeres. So how would autism and schizophrenia happen, and diabetes and like you name it, from men in this window of age that would give your kids longer telomeres? That doesn't make sense to me. It has to be a certain age window. So, like, if you get complications from an older dad, you were fathering children with a dude over 60, usually. So that's what they mean when they say older fathers will give your kids shorter telomeres. In a middle-aged window, longer telomeres. I'm sure I don't need to put these studies up again, because if you go through my videos, you will see that I posted something this month a couple times, the 2019 Dan Eisenberg study from the University of Washington, and the 2012 stuff up until that point that he worked on with Chris Kozawa and Reinhard Stindl in this certain age window. And you gotta think it sort of makes sense, right? Because like, when you think of things like that are older, like cheese has to have age in order to become cheese, but after a while it becomes rotten and moldy, and most cheese mold is not good. It is in Roquefort and other blue cheeses, sure, but like after a certain point everything starts to necrotize and go bad. But in a certain window, aged milk is good cheese. The same can be said of alcohol. Before that point it's just juice, but after a certain point it's vinegar, and then after a certain point after that it can literally kill you. It depends on how you expose it to air. You know, you could get like a $300 bottle of brandy or something that is still alcohol and hasn't vinegarized, but if it like oxidizes, it becomes poison. So it's kind of like that. In a certain window, your kids will have longer telomeres. And look up any disease, any condition that has shorter telomeres leading to the medical problem. What you're going to find is everything. If longer telomeres are bad, the only time that longer telomeres are bad is in terms of like acne or cancer, really. But if your kid has longer telomeres when they're born, this is all from the mice study of October of 2019. You can Google that too. And I did a video on it where I talked the whole article about this. I linked the article, but the article links to the study. So your kid will be born with longer telomeres, and you think, well, cancer will come from longer telomeres, more telomerase. Yeah, but your kid will have, and this is indicative of the studies, your kid will have longer telomeres on their white blood cells when they're born to men in this age window. Late 30s to early 50s, which would fight cancer. And that's indicative of the mouse study from October of 2019. And acne is also fought with like longer telomeres, so your kid will have less chance of having acne. It's a certain age window. If the father of your child is like 60 or above, that's bad. If the father of your child is below the late 30s, that's bad. That's indicative of the 2015 Cambridge and University of Zurich studies. There's no excuse for age phobia against older men in this certain age window in dating them. There's no excuse for it. I've linked all the studies in my videos. Go through my videos in the Lucas Werner channel where I've talked about this stuff years ago. Talk about it from the perspective of my comedy, talking about this now. And look at the videos where I posted stuff where I've showed on YouTube the studies and actually read the articles. And you'll realize that not dating men in this age, I'm going to be 40 this year, but there are plenty of other dudes out there.